Well, hello, I'm here. So, where do we start tonight? Tonight's oh God, my mouth's really dry. Right, hang on. Right. Right, have you seen the new Avengers trailer? Let's take a look at the Avengers trailer. Avengers Endgame. It's interesting what they've actually done with the trailer, isn't it? Really. They haven't revealed that much after. No action scenes or... Do you know what I mean? We've just got like little tasters where they're sort of coming together. Hang on. Avengers Endgame. Right, Avengers Endgame, full movie trailer in HD, official trailer. Avengers Endgame trailer. Whoops. Let's turn that down. I've just got it on now. It's interesting how it sort of starts with the whole, you know, the whole MCU. It starts with Iron Man going back like 10 years. Do you know what I mean? And then we jump to him in on the ship with Nebula floating around in space, obviously in the solar system. And then we jump to Captain America, the Trinity or the Prime Avengers, you know, Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America. And then it really focuses on Hawkeye, just this trailer. He becomes Ronin, doesn't he? So his family must have vanished in the big snap. And then we jump to Captain America at the funeral of Peggy Carter. And then we go on to Thor and Asgard. That's all gone now. And then the montage of the snap in black and white, the beautiful montage. Really powerful stuff, do you know what I mean? And Captain America touching the dust, you know, and then like it must be like a few months on. The world's just gone to shit, you know, the whole world. And then you get the Avengers coming together. Right, I mean, it must be a really bleak world, and probably factions like Hydra trying to take over the planet. Well, there must be something. It'd be interesting if we got like a mini series, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like a couple of months of the snap. Do you know what I mean? That'd be quite fascinating. We get Ant-Man. We do get some sort of battle scenes in the trailer, and then we see them in the suits. What do you reckon's at War Machine armor? The Quantum Realm costumes, you know. And that's it. It's really not that much there, but there is a lot there. It leaves you speculating where it's all going to go. I like the scene between Thor and Captain Marvel, you know, and he says, "I like you," which is, I think, it is so cool. You know what I mean? And Black Widow's like, men. Right, so I'm going to come back. I've just got off the Avengers trailer. Right, hang on. Right. So I don't know. Oh, right, top chat. Right, top some messages, live chat messages. What is the security problem? So it looks like I'm only one on tonight. Oh, that's bad. So it would. Don't you think it'd be good though that if we got like, you know, like when Thanos did the big snap, right? And he did that big snap, and it sort of how do you say it? Like, must be a couple of months on. I reckon so quite a bit of time's passed, you know, with damage to Earth and that, you know, half of all life vanishing. So maybe in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. next series, we're going to get like a couple of episodes of life during the snap, which would be sort of interesting. It would have been great if they'd have brought that into the Netflix series, like with Daredevil and all that, you know, Power Man, Jessica Jones, Punisher. I might be great with Punisher, wouldn't it? You know, like the Snap, and he's running around slaughtering everybody. Because like everything just gone to shit. It'd be interesting to see the world in the state it's in. You know, because there's ramifications. It's all right for Thanos. He's sat on his planet, and he's sat on his planet, and he's just sat there and having coffee. Do you know what I mean? You know. So, I mean, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on the Avengers trailer. Do you know what I mean? Sort of going to be interesting to find out. I mean, you know, Captain Marvel. We went into a big debate on Captain Marvel last week. Do you know what I mean? And that was sort of interesting, really. You know, the old Captain Marvel thing. And what's she going to be doing in the Avengers? Apparently, she has a vulnerability. Kevin Feige said this, and we're going to find that out in Avengers. Hang on. We're going to find this out in Nanu. Oh, yeah, somebody's just... Nanu. Right, Nanu. Right. Somebody's just left me a really funny comment on Facebook. You know, so let's give him a gift. Right, here we go. Right, anyway, sorry, I'm getting lost in Facebook, and I shouldn't be. Right, I got live chat on here. So this is his live chat. Right. Oh God, am I only one on? Oh well. I said I'd come on, so I'm here. You know, I'm here. So that's anyway. Back to Avengers Endgame. Obviously they're going to beat him, but so this is like going back to the original 7. Do you know what I mean? Of the original team, with Ant-Man and Captain Marvel for the next phase in the MCU. And the Guardians of the Galaxy. So we've got James Gunn returning as well. Been a lot of controversy on the internet about James Gunn. You know, about I'm not going to obviously, you know, go into what he said, but what are your thoughts on that? I mean, he said stuff out of context at a party 10 years ago. I mean, I don't want to jump on political bandwagon on what, you know, he shouldn't have said it. I agree. But, you know, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. And for me, they are the best MCU movies going. And personally, you know, the whole thing of that, I think only he can bring that magic together, you know, with the music and everything, you know. And how do you say it? You know, like the first two, I mean, when I first saw the first Guardians movie, it blew me away seeing like the Marvel universe beyond Earth. Do you know what I mean? And now we've had a few movies in outer space, which has been sort of interesting, you know. So, how do you say it? Like, Guardians 2 were marvellous, and the music, I mean, I've got it on my phone, the music. I play the albums quite a lot. That is telling you a story in the film, isn't it? You know what I mean? When you're walking around. So it's like the film, it has an effect on you. You remember the 80s films where they're like the words like, forgive me for saying this, but I'm going to get all gathered as Footloose. I mean, come on, we all liked the album when we were younger, and we played the music quite a lot. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, that's what Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not comparing it to Footlonger, trust me, I'm not. I know that Star-Lord thinks it's the greatest movie ever made. But the thing is, with Guardians of the Galaxy, it's one of them films. Like I went out. I went to a convention last year, and a few of us was in the pub, and the pub emptied, and there were a couple of us still dressed up, and the guys behind the bar were really cool. They just put on the entire album because we were all dressed up in, you know, outer space uniforms and dressed up as whatever, you know, and that were quite sort of interesting. Do you know what I mean? So. And it were aimed at us. So that's what I mean. That's the power of Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think it's a good idea. He's going to finish it off on Guardians 3. They've got. I mean, you can't just leave it after 2. And in the next phase, that probably will be the biggest movie until we get to the next Avengers. Because the next Avengers movie is going to be what 3 years away from this. So we've had Captain Marvel, we've got Spider-Man, Far From Home, and whatever's coming after that. I know we've got Eternals coming. That's going to be an interesting one to see how that. I think they're taking a big risk with the Eternals there, because their history is sort of quite weird. Because like thousands of years ago, when the first hosts, the Celestials, when they came to Earth, they sort of messed around with DNA. So there were 3 races, the Deviants, right? They had an empire and they got wiped out by Celestials because they attacked them. Then you got the Eternals, who had the power cosmic. Hey, 11:45, how are you, mate? Boom. Boom. Yeah. Good to see you, mate. How are you? Just going on about the MCU, actually. Macra Terror next week. Oh, excellent. Yeah, what's that about, mate? Sorry, is that it sounds like Robotech. Oh, I got that wrong. Is that Macra Terror next week? Is that can you let me know if you tell me what it is? But did they have, oh no, I'm thinking Macross Saga from Robotech, sorry. Oh, sorry, yeah, Doctor the Macra Terror. Good God, yeah, hang on. Let me Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Macra Terror, right, Doctor Macra Terror DVD. Yeah, right, Doctor. Oh yeah, I've got it here now. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this. I've not seen it, mate. I've actually not seen this. Pre-owned Doctor McIntyre DVD. Right, hang on. Let me come back. I've not seen it, mate. I don't think I've seen that. Patrick Troughton. I think actually, I'm quite excited. I don't think I've seen this. If I have, it's slipped my mind. Oh, Red Bull. How are you, bud? Oh, the Iron Man and people who die come back. Yeah, well, yeah, everybody, I think that after the big snap, I think people are going to be snapped back into existence. How it's going to happen is going to be interesting. It's a new animation, right? This one slipped me by 11:45. I'm going to look into that, actually. Probably will order it tonight on Amazon, actually, to go with the rest of the Doctor Who collection. So it's animated Patrick Troughton one. Was it an original series made in the 60s and they've added animation to it? Or is it a complete new animation? You know. Red Bull, I'd like to see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do Life After the Snap. Right, right. Cheers, thanks for confirming that, mate. I'm going to order it now, actually, on Amazon. Right. Because Amazon. I'm going to order it now. Amazon. Right, let's get this done. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Right, Doctor Who Steelbook. I've got it yet. Doctor Who Blu-ray 32. Oh, right. Right, I'm going to order it. Click. Right, click. Right. It's come through. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right, come back. Yeah, I've just ordered it now. Very underrated cereal. Well, I've just gone and ordered that now, so I got it on the 25th. So it cost 32 quid actually. Bloody expensive for that one. Very underrated cereal. Well, after I've done this stream, I'm gonna Wikipedia it. I don't think I've seen that one. I'm actually quite excited now. The concept that there could be finally an episode of Doctor Who I've not watched. Yes. Let me check. I know. Still. Yeah, I've had, yeah, 32.99 Doctor Who Macro Terror Steelbook. Yeah, just ordered it now. I've just got the confirmation through now. 25th. Yes. It's 32.99 on Amazon. Doctor, show the result. Search for. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's not. Is it still? Oh. Blu-ray. No, it's Blu-ray. Yeah, it's Steelbook. Yeah, Steelbook. Yeah, I'm just checking. Yep. 32.99 Steelbook. Yep. I was getting a bit worried. I'm not paying 32 quid for a Blu-ray. Right. Yes, definitely Steelbook. 32.99. So that's been ordered. Are you getting the Steelbook yourself, mate? Cool. Well, I'll when it comes, I'll do a review on it. My Steel-Ray collection's getting quite big now, actually. I think I've got up to 40 movies now, you know, on Steel-Ray. I got a Westworld Season 2 Steel-Ray box set last week. I just picked up Westworld's, second season. Hi, Daniel, how are you? I'm good, mate. Been on about... all right, started Doctor Who Marathon. What are you watching? Are you doing it in regeneration order? Or are you just doing the later Doctors? I sort of did that a couple of years ago. Oh, the Daleks. Yeah, I've got, I don't know, I've got the Dalek box set, you know, with Genesis of the Daleks and Destiny and the later ones are all like in a box set. And you get a load of audio discs with Davros. Unearthly Child classic. For me, I'm a massive fan of the first 3 years. For me, it's my favourite Doctor. Yeah, it's a great box set, and I love the audio stories about Davros. You know, Davros, when he was a scientist on Skaro and stuff. Because they had space stations, didn't they, around the planet and that. Yeah, I like that. I like War Games. I think the best Troughton episode for me was War Games. And, was it the Dominators as well? Oh yeah, and St. Oh yeah, happy. Oh God, you know, because it's Sunday. I went out last year on St. Patrick's Day because I can't obviously Monday tomorrow, but happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I went out last year. I had a stupid green hat on. It's absolutely hammered. Oh God, Fiona from the deep. God. you remember the one with Peter Davison when he did the Sea Devils one with the Panto Wars? That was terrible. But hey, it was Doctor Who. We love it. Daniel, what did you reckon to Star Trek Discovery on Friday? I've watched it twice. I thought it was absolutely superb episode. I'm very impressed with this series of Star Trek Discovery. I am so impressed with it. I don't want Anson Mount to leave. I think he plays a fantastic Captain Pike. Oh yeah, Warriors of the It was terrible, wasn't it? When Doctor put together that what were it? Sky dish, it fired a heat beam and like vaporized it. I mean, it was ridiculous, wasn't it? I mean, there is some nasty ones in there over years. You know, I like the Sea Devils, you know, and the Silurians, you know, with what is it, John Pertwee? Well, said someone karate chop. Do you know that was the same two guys that they were the Panto Horse in Rent-A-Ghost, and now that's going back. Seriously, them that played the Mercury creature. That's the two guys that dressed up as the Panto Horse in Rent-A-Ghost. Seriously. Terrible episode. I've got it. I watched it. It's been a few years since I last watched it. I really didn't want to buy it, but you need it for collection, don't you? No, Daniel. I really powerful episode, wasn't it? When Arian died at the end, I was absolutely gutted. You know, I really wanted to get to know her character because she had a human life before that as well, didn't she? And she kept playing her memories about it. I think they might bring her back, you know. They might be able to revive her, you know, because she's part cybernetic. Oh, God, Time Lash. That is a bloody old Wick Concorde jet and the Master. Do you know, it's terrible, it's Time Lash. It is a bloody terrible episode. It was getting bad at that time, wasn't it? You know, I like Sylvester McCoy. There's some good episodes in there, you know. You know, we had Sylvester McCoy ones, you know, the one with the Cybermen, Silver Nemesis. You know, and then there was one, the Knights of Avalon, I forgot the episode's called, where Morgan Le Fay comes to Earth battling with Unit. You know, and she releases the beast upon the Earth, and the Brigadier does it. Shoots it with 6 rounds rapid from his revolver. I think, don't he kill it with gold bullets or something? Oh, God, the Khalid, yeah. I'm not a big fan of New Doctor, guys. I've really tried. I followed it after New Year's Day episode. I just nearly washed my hands of it. You know, the whole Doctor Who thing. I just thought the New Year's Day episode of what they did with that doll, it was ridiculous. You know, it's like you get a good few years of something. You know, when they bring it back and it comes back all healthy and full of life and imagination, and it's like, wow, this is back. And then somewhere it goes up its own ass. Somebody like comes in later on after decent people have left and completely fuck it up. You know, I mean, there were 1 or 2 episodes that weren't bad. You know, I've not had, and like I said, I keep saying this, I've not had a problem with Jodie Foster as the Doctor. I just think the writing has been terrible for this series. You know, I'd rather just retire it for a couple of years now. We might be at that point, unless somebody steps in and saves it. That's why we're not getting another series till 2020, because they've gone back to the drawing board with it, haven't they? Daniel's up. Hang on, Kelly, 11:45. Aniki Willis agrees with you. Cheers. Daniel's up topic. That kung fu fight area of Fish Face Lady and Burnham was great. Burnham was like, hiya, robot, and Robot Lady was getting banged up, and Fish Face Lady was on the floor. Cough, cough, that's the feeling of that moment, in that episode. 12, like JNT. Yeah. Oh, Graham Williams, bring back JNT. Yep. I support that. I want Capaldi back. I think Capaldi should have done another season. I mean, 12:15. It's like the brought Star Trek Discovery back at first season's a bit hit or miss. It's good. Right, like Doctor Who, it's a 50-year icon. I mean, you're talking, it's same age as me, and like we're into, we grew up with this old like classic sci-fi, retro science fiction, from the original Star Trek series. We've all got our favourite Doctors, but somewhere down the line they end up screwing it up, and they did put a lot of cringe-worthy politics in there, which I don't want. If you're going to do a political story, then make it a moral out of it with a purpose and a feel. There was, some decent episodes in last series, but John Nathan Turner definitely. He won't last at best writers, I even like David Tennant. Yes, I forgot the writer. What's his name now? Him that brought Doctor Who back. Russell T Davies. Even he wrote some classic bloody stories. And he wrote some awesome episodes. But he left, didn't he? And I wish he'd still stuck with it. Do you watch Orville? Why can't they get the writing team from Orville onto Doctor Who? I mean, Orville's one of the best things on the telly. But we get these amazing these series, and you think, how would they redo it now? When they bring it back, it's like you get a good start, and then somewhere, like through the middle of it just goes up its own ass. Honestly, I will watch the next series because obviously I'm not going to fall out totally with Doctor Who. I followed it since I was a kid. I'm not just going to get all anal about and say I'm not watching that. I'm going to give it another go because maybe by 2020 when it's back, there might be some potential with it. Hang on. So Arium can't be the Red Angel, so now it's back to Burnham. Yeah, I'm getting a bit worried, Daniel, about this Burnham thing, And I'm going to tell you why, right? The Burnham thing, it's like every bloody episode, and I could be wrong here, Daniel, right? But it's like they're making out she's got some kind of destiny, and I am getting a bit worried about this. Self-import, because when Arium died, she said, it's about you, and this worries me, right? This worries me. But somebody would say in defence that we're meant to be seeing it through an officer's eyes on the bridge. We're seeing all this through her interactions, So that could be different. I think now she will get command of the Discovery later another. And I think towards the end of the season, like say we got season 5 or 4, she will become captain of the Discovery. This is how it's all going to play out for her over the years in this series. But there is a lot of focus. She tends to be tied up in a lot of big things. Like she went to Parallel Universe and she went daughter at Empress and all this. Yeah, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But she does seem to be a lot of over-importance. But I could be wrong. Let me know what you think on that, Daniel. Oh, yeah, 5 days to Daniel's birthday, everybody. Yep. Oh, God, 6 months for mine. Well, it's another year to life, Daniel. Just think of all science fiction you're going to watch over the next few years. The perfect birthday present. Paul McGann should have 11:45. Paul McGann should have got a series. Honestly, should. That is one thing that never settled for me. I liked the Doctor Who movie. I was a big fan of the Doctor Who movie. I really was. And I like the TARDIS. I know the story's a bit screwy and all that, but he played that fantastic. And when the BBC did that 10-minute short when he regenerated into John, that was fantastic. Personally, I'd rather him sack Jodie Whittaker, right? Right. Sack. I know it's awful, but just get rid of it all, right? For now, right? Get a new Doctor in. But what they should do is one full season of Paul McGann. Doing his Doctor for like 2 seasons or something. I would love to see Paul McGann. I think they owe him that. It's his right. Because I think Paul McGann would have gone down as one of the greats. I really do. I do. I think he would have been one of the greats. That's his potential for me. I mean, say I'm wrong. Daniel's that topic. Why can't there be a Star Trek show set on a warship that would? Well, I'd like to say that. They are taking it in a bit of a different way, aren't they? The Picard series, Daniel's looking sort of interesting with the characters. They're on some kind of new type of starship, and the crew, they're all like, they sound like some of Firefly, don't they? You've got a drug addict genius, and there's one with a drink problem, a Romulan teenager martial artist. There are all these like extreme characters out there. And some kind of pirate amongst them as well. I mean, I don't know. This is what I was reading. So it should be interesting to see. I would have preferred to see him on board a proper starship with a crew, though. But Star Trek is open to many impossible possibilities. Daniel's on top. I don't know how to do that, Daniel. I'm going to do it in the next week. So I've got 2 other friends that want to come in on a massive podcast, and I'm working on that now. So I am going to do it. Just give it another week, and then I'm going to sort it out. So I've got you on Google Cast, haven't I? So I'm trying to get my other 2 friends onto that because they want to do it as well. One of them's very anti-Doctor Who, and it should be quite funny when he really kicks off about it. I'm not batshit. I think this series, in all my reviews, Daniel, you've watched them, I found this series of Star Trek has been the best. Honestly, I think this series is a lot better than last series, to be honest. I do. Honestly, I do. I think the dude plays Spock. I think he's just come out of his shell. And the guy who plays Sarek is marvellous. A lot of people bash Discovery. I like it. Is it better than Orville? Orville and Discovery are 2 different entities, and that's how I see it. I love Orville, I do. But I like Star Trek Discovery because if this, it's going to a 3rd season. Now that it's going to a 3rd season, we're going to get over series, aren't we? We're going to get into late 24th century now, it's the next generation. And I want to get after DS9. The Dominion War, Bajor, the Cardassian Union in ruins, the Romulan Empire destroyed. Where's the Alpha and Beta quadrants at? What happened to the Borg after Janeway? I know we got the books, I read the Borg books about when they all got wiped out and they attacked everybody, and which is a good read. And Deep Space Nine Millennium as well. But it's the thing is, it's not canon, is it? The books, so only 1 or 2 books are canon. Hang on, why some people? Right, Daniel's like Rembrandt's make a random 42 bananas, near drops every bastard. Yeah, but Daniel, this is where, like you say, this is where a lot of people are getting this wrong because, right, you've got like, and I agree with you, mate. I really do, right? Because Star Trek, right, it's different. I mean, I've been watching Deep Space Nine. I've been watching the Gold Cat episodes. He was voted the greatest villain in Star Trek, right? But when you watch Deep Space Nine, the mentality of DS9 Next Gen It's totally different to Discovery. That's because that was done in the 90s and early 2000s. We're in 2019 now, so Star Trek's going to be different. You know what I mean? And like the original 60s series, as much as we love it, it's made for that time frame, isn't it? It is timeless, but you know, it's set. Look at the clothes, how it is set at that time. You know, so Star Trek's going to be, it's going to be much grayer. It's going to be deeper. It's going to philosophize on a lot more stuff than what we got before. Don't get me wrong, some classic episodes in the pale moonlight, you know, from Deep Space Nine, sitting at the edge of the world. And there's some real classics there, but Discovery's got to make its own classics, hasn't it? Best episode this season for me was when we went Saru's home planet. Yeah, Gold the Cat is the greatest Star Trek villain ever. Because he's the only villain that's really had a personality. I mean, look at it. Like, I mean, I'm going to do a big review on him, actually. Because this was a guy who could smile at you and be wonderful and charming, and next minute kill you. You know, he killed 5 million Bajorans, but he don't see it like that. He thought he was trying to help him. You know what I mean? You know, and then when he people got ruined in Klingon War. I mean, Klingons wiped the floor with Cardassians, did they? You know, and when Dominion came in, you know, there were all that politics and manipulation, and he's a fascinating character. I'd like to know more about him. I like Damar as well. Yeah, he is alive, actually, Daniel. In the I think it's the Millennium series. Hi, Jane. How are you? If you go to the Millennium series, Deep 9 books, he's trapped in another dimension with the power raised like a hell. Because Garak ends up going there, and they have to get out, and he tries to escape with them. You know, so it's been a good few years since I read it. Yeah, but the power raised, they're trapped in another dimension. And Goldie Cat's trapped there with them. But they do enter it, apparently. Garak and I think Major Kane and somebody else. But they leave Ducat trapped in there. But in the Millennium set in the Mirror Universe, that the leader of the Alliance is the Supreme Legate, which is Goldie Cat. And Wayne, the mirror version of Wayne, he serves the power race. It's a real good read. You should look at Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Millennium. How are you, Jane? Have you had a nice weekend? And are you excited for the Avengers? Have you seen the new trailer? Yeah, that's what yes, I agree with that, Daniel. Yeah, I mean, Renegades for all. I mean, I sent him a tenner in for that, and to be honest, I'm quite disappointed with it. You know, Star Trek Renegade. I mean, it's all right, and it was a bit crap, wasn't it? I'm sorry, but yeah, well, it was okay, wasn't it? You know, it wasn't no Axonar, was it? Well, Daniel, Axonar's getting made, mate. Have you not been watching updates? They're making it Star Trek Axonar. If you've seen Daniel, have you seen the 20-minute film of Star Trek Axonar? It's how Discovery should have been, really. It's why Paramount took them to kill. You know? I'm glad you had a good weekend, Jed. Yeah. Daniel's outside. I just saw Captain Marvel. Yeah, I like Captain Marvel. Great film. Yeah, Geeks and Games, a lot of other channels have been really having a go at it, haven't they? You know, I'm not going to knock Geeks and Gamers because I do like some of the stuff that come out with, but I'm not subscribed to them. But I think they've been a bit hard on Captain Marvel. I mean, it's a bloody film, for God's sake. You know, I've got better things to think about than SGWs and this conspiracy of what they're trying to do to us all. Like, I went to see the bloody film because I wanted to enjoy it. But I'm a great believer in freedom of speech. That's their right to, you know, do what they're doing, but it's my right to question it as well. Yeah, I know. Have you seen some of the videos where they've been showing pictures, Jay, where they say cinemas have been empty? It's all lies. You know, it's done rather well. I think there's a sequel on the cards as well. You know, it's what I mean. There's a lot of people now are just knocking it because they get a lot of views and subscribers. You know, I'm not going to do that. It's not my thing. I don't come on here to, you know, for that. I come on, so I want to share my love of science fiction and debate it and stuff. But you know, well, Geeks and Games, because of all this, they've had 6 million views, Jane, in 1 month. So must be raking money in. I mean, the more the big negative about Captain Marvel, the more people are tuning in. You know, but I liked it, and I don't care what anybody else says. You know. Daniel, I hope for what dying Endgame. No, I think it's going to be Captain America. There's going to one of them's going to die. It won't be Thor. I think my two choices is either going to be Iron Man or Captain America, because one of them's going to get it. I think that's how they're going to go out on a bang. Avengers Endgame is 3 hours long, right? And have you noticed the 2 trailers we've had, right? That the trailers are very. I were on about this when I started to stream, and I don't really want to go over it again. But they've not given so much away, have they? In the trailer, we're all like on the this could happen and that could happen. Do you know what I mean? There's no action scene. We won't get that till near April. We'll get it near the release date. We'll see something more. But it's 3 hours long. I think one of them's going to die, and my money's on Captain America. I hope for what dying. So when they go back in time, they actually got a different parallel unit. It could be, yeah, because the quantum realm's it's a doorway to other dimensions and that, innit? No, I agree, Jane. I totally agree with what you say. Geeks and Gamers are saying they're the voice of the people this time. No, they're the voice of what's going into their bank account, Jane. It's all about views and subscribers. That's what it's all about. You know, but you know, it's people are tuning into it though, aren't they? You know, I think they took it all a bit too far. I mean, I've watched it. I mean, I do watch it. You know, I'm not gonna. There is some of the content I do like, you know, but I don't agree with them on this. It's a bloody film, Jane. You know, I mean, people have a right to go see a film. I don't want to be patronised to and told how it's full of SJWs and communists and globalists and all that. I'm not into all that and the Illuminati that Disney is trying to brainwash us. It's not about that for me. I read comics since I was a kid. I still buy comics now. I buy graphic novels. I sit in bed reading them. You know what I mean? You know, I love reading a big graphic novel, having a cup of tea and being very English. You know, and for me to see Miss Marvel become Captain Marvel in a graphic novel, and then to finally see that icon live on a big screen is a big thing for me. Do you know what I can't wait? I want to see Galactus, Jen. You know, Galactus stood in New York, ready to absorb the Earth, and the Silver Surfer flying in between all the skyscrapers. You know, that's what I want to see. You know, and so Galactus turns up and is the social justice warrior. Because it's this identity politics thing. It's getting ridiculous now. It really is. But they have their right, don't they, to moan about it. You know, but it's all about business, James. Gigs again. This is exciting. They open the quantum realm. This means other Europe of the multiverse. Something that means down the road they can have a Spider-Man. Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Means down the road they can have a Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions movie made with Tobey Maguire. That, yeah, definitely. It would. I liked the other guy, Daniel, Andrew Garfield. I really liked him. I thought the film's, the film's going to be, the Electro thing was a joke, but I thought it'd be good if you got Tobey Maguire, right? Tom Holland, and just Andrew Garfield, crossing over. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? But, Marvel's moving into, like, other territory now. They're moving into the Eternals and stuff. Gigs and gamers are saying that Disney monster bought ticket. Oh God, Jane, they spent what $200 million on a movie. Then don't forget the PR exercise. Right, this is true. A lot of big films, the advertising for the film costs more than the actual movie. So what film costs 156 million to make? Then they probably spent 120 million on PR. So what was, you're talking 300 million. This film has got to clear at least $600 million, before it makes a profit. But it did. It did 120 million in first weekend, and then from what I saw, I think it did by Monday last week. It took 450 million worldwide. So people sat in the cinema. There's videos on here where people have been showing pictures of empty faces and nobody's going to see it. And there was a scandal about false propaganda against the film as well. So, but I don't follow that. Gigs and gamers, they're entertaining. Just don't take them seriously. I don't. But I think some of the stuff that come out is absolutely hilarious. But they believe it, let them get on with it. I just don't want to go into politics and all that into movies I'm paying like a tenner to go see, I went to see it because I like Goose the Cat. Goose the Cat is brilliant. Rail Talk Channel RTC. Hi, bud. How are you, mate? Been a while. I hope you're well. Captain Marvel only dropped 54%. Well, people are going to like a film or they're not going to like it. Whether you got all these commentators on here, on this platform, slagging it off, right? Do you remember years ago, before internet, we used to go by like film critics, didn't we? But did we ever take it? I remember, get this right, do you remember Aliens? And that's one of my all-time favourite movies, Jane, right? The Aliens, right? There was some back in some people really put it down, saying it's crap. But I queued outside that cinema, and I walked out of that cinema and thought, this is amazing. That Terminator 2, Predator, I thought they were awesome movies. You're always going to get a faction somewhere that is either going to manipulate it for their own advantage, or people are not going to like it. People are either going to like it, Jade, or they're not. And I didn't think there was a lot of social SG whatever in it. I actually enjoyed the film for what it was. I didn't really go in there with that mindset, looking for the brainwashing to affect us all. What they call them on Captain Marvel box or something. Jen, it won't drop. It won't. Captain Marvel will do whatever it's going to do, It's going to do what it's going to do. It'll either make $1 billion or it won't. Then if it don't, we won't get a sequel. And then Brie Larson will be just shoved into Avengers as a support character. I think a Black Widow movie might have been better first. I really hope Scarlett. I know they're doing the Black Widow film, and that's something I really want to see. And I think they should have done Black Widow 5 years ago, to be honest. I believe women can I think women can get box office hits in just as good as men. Seriously, I do. Look at Wonder Woman. Fantastic movie, Yeah, I know they said that last week. But it's, there's other people out there doing the same thing. Martin, I wish the Skrulls were staying up with it. Yeah, but you say the thing is, the Skrulls are like human beings, Daniel. You've got good schools and bad schools. They are going to Secret Invasion. It's in the next stage now. It's in, what is it, phase 4 we're on now. They're going to Secret Invasion. It's happening. You know, but this will be by evil schools, you know. I mean, the next big villain now, after Thanos and Infinity Gauntlet, it's got to be Galactus. And I'd like to see Doctor Doom finally enter the MCU properly with the Fantastic Four. And I really want them to get Fantastic Four right this time, finally, after that travesty of that movie. I walked out of cinema on last one. I did. I went downstairs and got money back. I said, I can't sit through that anymore. I said, what the bloody hell is it? Not Fantastic Four, that. Secret Wars, yeah. Well, the Secret War, that'd be to what you mean, bring the Beyonder in. Well, there is a few big guns out there they could bring in, but they're going to Eternals, Daniel. They're going to really make a big push with that. Do you remember the Inhumans? They dropped that, didn't they? Because I really wanted an Inhuman movie. And then we got that really terrible television series that was just done up cheap. Marvel have to be careful, you see, because they can't just go stamping something on a TV series and think we're all going to be like, oh, wow, it's Marvel. You know, we want quality. Marvel's got to hold to a high standard. But DC's catching up now. You know, DC's catching up. You know, because they had a bit of a shitty start, didn't they? DC, didn't they? I like Henry Cavill. I thought he made a fantastic Superman. I really did. You know. Secret was Daniels. I hear Wolverine was going to Avengers. Yeah, well, that's apparently that could be happening. Next week, Fox makes the deal goes through finally next week with Disney. As by the end of next week, Disney will own all the characters. Jeremy from Gigs and Games also said he will convince Bob Iger that CEO of Disney fan. They can't sack Kathleen Kennedy. They can't sack her. Honestly, they can't sack her. I'm going to tell you why. Right. And Rian Johnson. I'm going to let's settle this once and for all. Right. With what's been going on politically with the Me Too movement and all the other political movements, right? For Disney to sack Kathleen Kennedy, right, would cause a scandal and they don't need it, right? So what they've done is Kathleen Kennedy is still the president of whatever, right? But she's got no power. It's only in name. So she's still there. Now, after a lot of people on the platform reckon that when the deal goes through next week, then they'll pay her off. And there'll be no scandals. She'll be moving on to new things, right? That's how they'll do it, right? Because there's been a load of politics going on over last year with Stout. But that's why Geeks and Gamers are doing so well, because they've got on it. You know, they're going at it, which is their right. You know what I mean? I don't agree with them, but, you know, well, they've got a platform, they're going to do it. Now, Rian Johnson, he's not doing the next Star Wars film. They can't sack him. He's contracted for 3 movies. But what they'll do is they'll probably offer him another film or he'll move on quietly. Disney can't afford scandals. That's why President of Disney's like all over Star Wars thing in interviews and all that. You see, the actual CEO. Right. Daniel's upset. So we know the real reason why they can't mention mutants in the Avengers, but if they have the X-Men movie, well, it's going to happen, Daniel. It is as of next week. They will own all of it because apparently Disney's dropping X-Men franchise. They're going to reboot it so it can fit into MCU. So the X-Men we've been watching is setting obviously it'll be setting another Earth 222, whatever, you know. Because the Marvel main universe, 666 universe, isn't it? Well, they are, but I mean, Jane, they are entertaining, aren't they? Geeks and Gamers. They are entertaining. I mean, they go so much into hard work of it, don't they? I mean, they really do go to hard work. Give it all. Bob Iger says to Geeks and Game. Oh, yeah. I saw that. No, Daniel, there will be. He said he wants to do it. What I'm saying is, right, that when 20th Century Fox, this deal is costing, what is it, 64 billion? Don't forget Fox had a load of Marvel characters, which, remember when Marvel were on the verge of bankruptcy years ago? Well, they sold off loads of characters, didn't they? Disney don't even own the Hulk. The film and television rights for Hulk belong to Universal. It's all really complicated, right? But they get permission to use them. It's like Spider-Man. Sony owned the movie version of Spider-Man, right? And Disney would love to get Spider-Man back, but they've come to an agreement with like a profit share. Do you know what I mean? Until them copyrights run out, then Disney can reclaim it back, and that's what probably Disney will do. Why should they waste billions of dollars to get it to use the character? But it is theirs. When the copyright drops, they'll get it back. Because you only buy the right for so long. Now, as of next week, the Fox deal, I think it goes through the end of next week. So all the like Marvel characters that Fox got in this deal years ago will revert back to Marvel. That's including X-Men, Fantastic Four, Galactus. Have you noticed the Skrulls have popped up in Captain Marvel? Well, they're a Fantastic Four villain. They were in the Fantastic Four catalogue that got sold, which Fox could use. That's why Marvel stopped really pushing X-Men comics, because Fox were making money out of the movies, and they sort of tried shoving Inhumans on us all, and it didn't quite take off. Do you know what I mean? But now they're watching the comics, there'll be a big X-Men rise. You know. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get Hugh Jackman in the Avengers within, 3 years? You know, and then what they'll class all the other X-Men, that'll be set in another universe, you know what I mean? Like a parallel dimension or whatever. It's what DC do, isn't it? It's like the Arrowverse, like Supergirl comes from a parallel universe. So them X-Men will be from the parallel universe. I'm looking forward to Dark Phoenix. It looks like they finally got it right. Well, within reason. I mean, Apocalypse was terrible. But DC's catching up to Marvel now. I mean, look at Shazam. I think Shazam is going to be DC's biggest hit. I do. I think Shazam's going to be the game changer for DC. Because they started all dark and gritty, didn't they, with Batman and Superman. And I like Batman versus Superman. I did. But it was dark and, you know what I mean? And Justice League, it lightened up a bit. And I want to see the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which apparently could be getting released this year. But Shazam has got that sense of humor. You notice Aquaman has a lot of humor in it. But this time round, that with Shazam is the game changer for DC. Trust me, it's going to change everything in Shazam. It wouldn't surprise me if Shazam is one of the biggest movies of this year. I'm being serious. It just wouldn't surprise me. I think Shazam's going to be just through the roof. I love life. How are you? I'm good, bro. Just going on about the complications of the Marvel Universe and copyright characters and the rest of it. Sorry for boring you on that. It's like Star Trek, Daniel. It's like Star Trek, you know. CBS own the TV rights, Paramount own the movie rights, and they have to get permission from each other. It's a real mess. Because years ago, some idiot in the company sold the television arm off, but all the rights and copyrights on the TV stuff went with them, whereas Paramount Movies went with them, and that's why it's been a bit of a mess. There's apparently the Klingons. There's meant to be some legal dispute going on. They can't use the Klingons from the 90s and early 2000s. Some copyright. I don't know. And honestly, apparently. Right. Dennis, how do you con the X-Men is Earth 2. How do you know? I just made that up. I'm using that as a metaphor. Earth 2. Because the Marvel universe, all the parallel universes, they have number designates. Whereas in the DC unit's 52 universes, as in the 52. Marvel, that's the omniverse, but there's thousands of parallel universe, and they all have a code designation. The main Marvel universe is 616. Love life. Jen said, who will make more money in the box? I think Shazam is going to make more money than Captain Marvel. I do. Or it'll be close. I think Shazam is going to be a massive hit. I think Shazam's going to be a game changer for DC. Honestly, I do. Because Suicide Squad was terrible. Wasn't it? Suicide Squad was absolutely terrible, wasn't it, really? I mean, if you think of it. I mean, the trailer were great, but I didn't mind Suicide Squad, but it wasn't as good as what we all thought it was. You know what I mean? Love Life. Loving Discovery. Oh, yeah. You know, what a fantastic episode. I watched it on Friday, Love Life, you know. I was so sad when Ariel sacrificed herself. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they're killing characters off in this, aren't they? You know, I hope they revive her because she's part cybernetic. Maybe she'll get restored when they get to Red Angel. She'll, I don't know, reverse time or something. I don't know. I think the dude plays Spock's brilliant. I think he really got it down to the T. Daniel, Infinite Realities. Yeah, infinite combinations, my friend. Jane said, the hot tub Captain Marvel and Goose. I love Goose. I might get a ginger cat. Love like that Death Scene we've had. I know, didn't they cut the music at the end as well with credits as well? Didn't the music sort of go off a bit? Yeah, I'm sure it did. You're quite sad, wasn't it? You know, I like that. You know, when Admiral Cornwall said to Pike, said, do you know why we held you back during the war? Because you represent everything that's decent about the Federation. And if it fell, we need people like you. And he stood there stunned. I thought that was a really powerful scene. That all the decent commanders that they kept them back because they stood by the moral of what the Federation is. You know, the stand by it to the line. Because he said he just did not approve of Section 31 at all. He thought it was a dirty organisation, and if he had his way, get rid of it. But you know, when that man. When it comes down to it, I'll say something. When that fight was going on and Burnham would hold him back, he said, pull that lever now. Pull it. He would put one of his crew members on the line to save everybody else. Because that's his job. And he did it, didn't he? You know, I like Pike. I'd like to see a Star Trek series with Captain Pike. You could do it before he had his accident and that. Daniel's up top. Do you think the Red Angel will restart it? It could be interesting. Apparently, there's going to be some kind of connection with the Picard series and Discovery. I don't know what it is, but apparently there's going to be some connection. But that could be just speculation. It's what I'm reading on all, notice boards and stuff. Thor and Captain Marvel, most powerful woman. Hey. They might get it off, Jane. There could be a bit of romance between Captain Marvel and Thor. You know, it could be interesting. There could be something developing there. You know. Discovery, Picard, Section 31. Yeah. Well, we know the Picard series, Daniel. We know that it's after the fall of Romulus. Do you know what I mean? The fall of Romulus. So we know that, right? We do know that. So obviously the Romulan Empire is in complete disarray, and the Alpha Quadrant is in Alpha and Beta Quadrant must be in a bit of a mess. Because the Klingons after the Dominion War, they suffered the most casualties. I mean, they were on verge of bankruptcy. I mean, the military were just, they were just on the knees after all that, you know. But they saw, and I think the Klingons took the biggest losses as well in troops. So I think the main power in the Alpha and Beta Quadrant is Federation, because at the end of the Dominion War, the two main players was Federation and Romulus. So I assume it's Federation. Because I reckon all the smaller powers, when Romulus and Remus got destroyed, the smaller powers like the Folian Assembly, the Shed Lecky, and all the other small, they probably might have moved in and conquered Romulan territory. And don't forget the Cardassia. That was just ruined, wasn't it? 6 million dead in Lucarian City. You know, and the planet's totally devastated. You know. So it's going to be interesting to see as Cisco disappeared into wormhole. You know, what happened to Bajor will be a major power in that Picard says. I think politically, Bajor is going to be a massive power in the quadrant now, or on its way. It's in the most strategic place in the Alpha and Beta Quadrant, isn't it? You know, so what's happened to Bajor? And it's got Bajor's in Federation. And it will be, because where it is trade and commerce, it's going to make that a very powerful planet, Bajor. You know. The Picard series will be the first series set in the post-Romulus era. I wonder if Discovery and Section 31 goes that time period. Yeah, I do, but we've got to be careful that, you know, look at Enterprise, Daniel. They really screwed it up with Temple Cold War, didn't they? You know, they didn't know what to do with that storyline, did they? And I think the Red Angel thing, I think it's good enough for this season, but let's please get away from time travel after that. Star Trek have never really done brilliant jobs on time travel after, you know, they've used it as a get out clause, but I like the build up to the Red Angel and this machine thing in the future. It's fighting, sort of interesting, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It's, I like Discovery, but I think it's time to really move into the future now. You know, I'd like to see a new crew, a new ship, and a new mission set after Dominion 1. I mean, couldn't they have a starship like searching the Gamma Quadrant? I mean, there must be other stuff beyond the Dominion, you know. Because the galaxy's massive. We've only explored about a few, like 6% of it or something. You know, so they're into Gamma Quadrant, right? Well, there must be stuff beyond the Dominion, like other races and stuff. So it'd be interesting. Like, I mean, what about like going around Gamma Quadrant? I mean, it's like you could, you know, where they go in and explore new worlds, and I'd like to get back to that. I think the Klingons are moving and conquering. Yeah, it would surprise me that the Klingons would probably attack the odd frontier world in Romulan Empire. But don't forget, they were in a state after Dominion War. Don't forget, it's fractured, its Klingon Empire. They're always at each other's throats, aren't they? So anything could have happened politically. Did Martok hold it together? In the books, apparently there's different factions, but, you know, we don't know. Jen, my favourite in Avengers Endgame, it starts Hawkeye and his family will form Captain America. Captain Marvel kills Thanos and the other Avengers trying to bring their friends back. Yeah, I think Thanos is going to... Oh, yeah, definitely get it. I mean, obviously they'll kill him off. But I think through killing him in, they're going to bring in a bigger villain. I do. I think this is going to open door either to Celestials or Galactus. I'd like to see Kang the Conqueror, quite frankly. I think he'd be a good one. I mean, there is some big hitters out there, you know. Not just Thanos, there is some other massive big hitters out there. I know that the Celestials are coming as well, so are we going to get a Celestial on Earth? I don't know. Are they still out there? I don't know. They've not revealed much in that trailer, Jane. They've given us enough to speculate and speculate and speculate. We need to see more. But I think Captain America will die in that film. I do. I think he'll sacrifice himself. I really do. One of the prime Avengers is going to die in that film. I'm telling you. And then the Avengers will continue because it'll be dedication to his sacrifice. That's how we'll get Avengers 5. But there will be a new. By the end of the final scene of Avengers Endgame, we're going to see the new villain for the next 5 years. Because don't forget, it took them how many years to get to Thanos? I mean, it's talking nearly 10 years, aren't it? Really? 5, 6 years? I mean, Tesseracts have been dropping in since first, I mean, not first, but when the second movie Captain, first Avenger. Oh, that film. I think that was that fake. I don't know. I'll have to check my Blu-rays in order. Love Live 2 or 3, but oh yeah, definitely. I think they might bring her back next week. Oh, definitely. Totally agree with that. I'd like to have known about Arian's human life. You know, for memories and that. Before she become a cyborg like entity. That was sort of interesting. But she had this love life and her boyfriend and everything, didn't she? Walking on beach with him and that. That was sort of interesting. Like, obviously, we're going to get more of that and find out more. Jake, Captain Marvel 2. Oh, yeah, it will be, yeah. I think Captain Marvel's going to be next Guardians movie. Because Guardians 3 is happening, finally. Because Guardians 3 should have been out this year. Really think it should have been out this year. Yeah, about 2020. Yeah, it's about 2 years, isn't it? You know, because don't forget the film both Avengers movies back to back, didn't they? You know, because it's a 5-hour story, isn't it? The last film was 2.5 hours, wasn't it? The new film's 3 hours, 4 minutes apart. Seriously. Yes. I liked Aquaman. I thought it was quite good. He's become a big star, hasn't he, Jason Momoa? Hasn't he? Don't you think? He's become a really big star. You know, I mean, he started off in Stargate Atlantis. I mean, I always thought Joe Flanagan would have become like an Hollywood movie star. I really did. I was surprised, you know. Yeah, I hope so, Love Life. I really hope so. I am hoping now we're going to went to the Star Trek Golden Age like we did in the 90s. I really do. I hope by the end of next year we've got 3 to 4 series on the TV. I do. I really do. Yeah, Wonder Woman 2, Jane, set in the 80s. That's going to be good. With Cheetah. Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. I like Kristen Wiig. She's a great actress. You know. Yeah, I like Love Life. I love Wonder Woman. It was a great movie. It wasn't in your face or what it just got on with it, didn't it? Fantastic film, wasn't it? You know. Right, guys, I've been on 1 hour, 15 minutes, and got to get ready for tomorrow. It's Monday tomorrow, so. Right, I'll be on Sunday, 7 o'clock. Thanks for all coming on, guys. You know, I love these conversations. It's great. You know what I mean? So please, you know, press the notification. I'm doing that thing we all do on YouTube. Press the notification button in the corner and give it a share. And yeah, I'll see you all next Sunday, guys. I will be on Friday with another Discovery review. Daniel, happy birthday the next 5 days. Let me know how it goes. We're going to get this podcast thing off the ground. Just give me a week or two. Honestly, I've got so much on. And I've got another minute. To be honest, I like more the end of Captain Marvel. Oh, that's okay, Jane. That's fair enough. I like them both, and they're great, but both great films, you know. We're getting to see comics live action. That's what it is for me. Seeing what we read for years as live action. It's like a dream come true for me. Do you know what I mean? Just seeing that universe finally alive in front of me. That's my passion for it. Right, guys, I'll be on next Sunday at 7 o'clock. Please join in. It'd be great to see you all. Daniel, Jane, Love Life, Red Hulk, everybody that's been on tonight. I'll see you all next week. Right, guys, have a great week. On Friday, there'll be a Discovery review. I might try and get a review on Summit for a week if I've got time, but definitely Friday. Week after that's going to be a big Orville review to cover what's happened so far. But definitely Friday and Sunday, guys. Have a great week. Cheers, Love Life. Thanks. Guys, honestly, have a great week. Thanks for tuning. You've really made my day. Right, guys. As Mr. Spock says, live long and prosper.